I am Johnny Ray, and this is 5 Hour Recovery. The topic of tonight's conversation is a little bit difficult to muster and talk about. I've been talking a lot with parents with children in active addiction, ranging ages from 16 all the way up to mid 30s and 40s, even beyond that. I've had people ask me advice on what kind of information can I give them to help their kid, and my advice is always the same. If they don't want it, if they're not ready to get clean, then they're not going to get clean. um, that's like the most difficult thing you might have to do, is to cut your kid off. And that's not just financially, that's with everything. See, so when I was in active addiction, I had a bunch of family members that helped me the entire time, loved me, did anything for me, and I took from them so much that now that I'm clean, it's very difficult to mend that relationship. I don't want to say what they did was wrong or right. I don't know if I'd be alive if I said that they didn't, if them helping me was the wrong decision. So I'm not God and I'm not a doctor. The only thing I can say is this: when your kids are in active addiction and they don't want to get clean, if they're living under your roof, you got to kick them out. Obviously, they have to be over the age of 18, but they're just going to milk a good situation. They don't have to pay rent, they don't have to have a job, and they can use drugs whenever they want, and you're giving them money, and it just doesn't work. You got to kick them out. Some people say to me, Johnny, well, it's easy for you to say because you don't have any kids. It's fair. Um, it's actually a very difficult topic for me to talk about, because the family that helped me out the entire time while I was in active addiction, I love them with all of my heart, and yet I don't get to see them as much as I want to, because I've hurt them for so long that the trust factor isn't there. They don't trust me. Um, they think that maybe I don't remember all the stuff that they did for me, or maybe that I'm negative about the stuff they did for me, and that's not the case. It's just that how can they possibly believe anything I say when I've lied to them for so many years, and I've had thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars taken from them for my active addiction. I've lost houses and cars, and you name it, I've lost it, and it's stuff that they've given me, and I don't regret it, because that's where I'm at today. Is I would never been able to be where I'm at today had I not gone through the things I go through. So my advice is this: if you have a child who's in active addiction and they're over the age of 18, my suggestion to you is get a hold of that person, son or daughter, and let them know how you feel one last time. Let them know that you can't watch them die. You can't watch them kill themselves. You can't watch them struggle with addiction. You're not going to feed them financially. The best thing you can do is love them from afar and pray. Pray that they get it. Pray that they want it. Pray that they want to figure their life out and quit using drugs. And then that's where these resources and me and other things can come into play and really help out. But that's what I tell every addict I talk to, is if you're not ready, then there's nothing I can do for you. I will help in any way, shape, or form once you figure out that's what you want. And when you're ready to quit, the resources and things will become available. This is all about God's timing. To tell a parent to turn their back on their child is extremely difficult. And I do it almost daily. I'm not saying just walk away forever. I'm saying lean into prayer. And I'm saying to reach out to them and let them know that as long as they're doing this stuff to their body and their mind, that you can't watch them suffer anymore. And hopefully something will click. Something will be like, man, maybe what I am doing is absolutely out of my mind. Most of the time, it won't. When you hit rock bottom, that's usually what it takes. It's for you to hit rock bottom, because the only direction to go is up. The only direction to go is out. It took me numerous times of being homeless and starving, and it took me to hurt my family so much for them to turn their back on me, for them to give up. And like I said, now the damage is quite a bit, and I have to try to mend that. That's part of my recovery. You know, I'm coming on 2 years clean, and I still have tons of damage to clean. So, parents out there, just understand that it's not your fault. And that's the only advice I can give you, is that it might be time to turn your back on them. It might be time to, you know, I would let them know. Of course, I wouldn't just stop taking their phone calls, you know, get them worried that something happened to you, but I would let them know. If you're under my roof, you got to get out. If you want help, you got to get into treatment, or you got to get into a recovery program. But if you continue to use, I can't be a part of your life, and that might be one of the most difficult decisions you ever have to do. I'm Johnny Ray. This is 5 Hour Recovery. Very sensitive subject. I get it all the time. And that's my advice. So thank you for listening. You can email me, parents, if you have any questions, at 4addictsfromaddicts@gmail.com. You can check out my YouTube channel and my Facebook page. 5 Hour Recovery is going across all social media platforms as much as possible. You can reach out to me on any of them, and I'd love to talk to you. I can even give you my phone number, and you can call me, and we can kind of set out a game plan on how you want to approach this. So I'm Johnny Ray. It's 5 Hour Recovery. Thank you for listening.